Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today to share with you my June block of the month pattern. This month's pattern is a really fun star in a star block. I've already made my little 6-inch version of the block, and in today's video I'll walk you through some of the tips and tricks and show you how I finish up the 12-inch block, which I've already started, and give you a couple of options also. Okay, as I mentioned, this month's block is a fun star in a star block with a little extra detail in the outer 4 corners. This 6-inch block that I've done in the Christmas fabrics is super cute, but these little flying geese are also very tiny. I used the Block Lock flying geese for this one. I'll link it in my blog post. I also used a Block Lock flying geese for this size of the flying geese in the small block. So I used both of those flying geese Block Lock rulers to make this. I just wanted to give you an option though. You can take the center section from the 12-inch block if you don't want to worry about making these really small flying geese units, and it will be cute as well. You could even just add these 4 corners instead of the plain corner that's in the center if you wanted to just kind of spice it up a little bit. But I just wanted to give you that option because it's not going to make a huge difference in your quilt, and especially if you add another contrast fabric out here using a 3rd fabric, I would suggest, if you're doing this version of the 6-inch block. Anyway, that'll just make it a little bit easier for you if you're doing that. I did use the large flying geese Block Lock for my big flying geese on my big block, and I believe the size that I used for out here in the small block was the size here, because those are the same units. Okay, and I will link all of those. Other than that, you're going to be making the flying geese units, and you're going to be making half square triangles. And there's not a huge need to use triangle paper since you're only making 4. If you want to, of course you can, but I just did them as the pattern says. I just drew the line, sewed a 1/4 of an inch on either side, and trimmed them down. And I do really like using this fit to be quarter to trim down my half square triangles when I'm just making a few. Okay, so that's it. I'm just going to show you how you lay it out, and then you're going to sew together in 3 rows, front row, top row, or top, bottom, center, top. I did also want to mention on the large 12-inch block, if you save the pieces that you cut off from your flying geese units, you will end up with 8 half square triangle units that are really a really nice size that you'll be able to save and use perhaps in a later block since there are 8 of them, or for sure in another project. Those are all the tips and tricks for this month's block. It's pretty straightforward. Next month, I will tell you, we will have a little bit of an easier block, and that'll be good for the month of July. A lot of people are busy that month, so we'll have a kind of an easy block. So I hope you enjoy making this one. Okay, that's it for the June block of the month. I hope you'll enjoy making it. As I mentioned earlier in today's video, you have a couple of options if you don't want to make the 6-inch block as directed in the pattern. It has some really tiny pieces, but as I mentioned, you've got an option for making that just a little bit easier on yourself. Remember, you'll need to go to my blog to download the pattern, but there is a link in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it with a friend, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for stopping by.